Which way?
Go.
Okay.
I want to help guide you through a dungeon.
Oh, it's the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah. Yep. Whiz robes. You can only defeat them one way. You gotta put on reflect.
Ooh.
And well, crouch.
There's only one way you can reflect those from the looks of it. Hey!
They can be annoying because they warp a lot. So
stand next to them and then
if you can,
you have to get.
you have to be close to them. All right.
Yeah, because you're too
Make
far
sure you know
away.
how that works for when you get to the boss of this place. I will say though, this is probably the easiest boss in the game.
You probably just sit in the corner and cry in the corner and just let it.
Actually, yes. Basically.
Stay away from me!
Oh.
That happened.
I think there's a skeleton in this room, so be careful.
Alright, well,
Yeah.
hang on first. I'm gonna give myself some life.
But yeah, that's just.
Ooh, point bag.
Is it worth it?
Hang on. I'm gonna try something here.
Kill with fire?
My shield can block fire, apparently.
Damn it. Well, you got him to move.
There we go.
It also... Oh, wow, that's a... You fucking kidding me? You have to physically stab him? What the fuck?
That is bullshit.
Hey!
Ooh, magic. You do need that, so...
And
Not experienced, but there's a point bag down there, and fuck it, we need to heal.
there we go.
So in some dumb way it worked out.
And inconspicuous.
There's still missing health and magic. Inconspicuous.
Well, fuck this guy, then.
Yep. Don't need you.
So I guess I'll continue on with the list, I guess.
Go for
Yeah.
it.
Number 17, Legend of Zelda 4 Swords.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one doesn't jump. You can probably kill him. Fuck it.
Wait, Four Swords or Four Swords Adventure?
4 Swords.
Okay.
Four Swords Adventure was the grander one. That one was...
Yeah. 4 Swords.
I haven't played that one, but apparently it's pretty good.
Four Swords Adventures, it's a pain in the ass.
Well, it takes a lot to be able to play it, but playing it is good.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah, now it gets to the maze portions.
There's the tick move. I was wondering where the tick
This is
move would
the
be.
fun shit.
So yeah, 4 Swords is not actually a standalone game, instead serving as an additional multiplayer adventure for the Game Boy Advance version of Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. Despite being a multiplayer-focused game, 4 Swords have a rough plot involving Link standing up to the Wind Mage Valley by being split into 4 identical copies. Regardless, the point is that 2 or more players take on randomly generated dungeons together in cooperative fashion. Though the Medal of Courage awarded at the end of each stage added a competitive bent, 4 Swords was meant to be played again and again, customary epics, but it's likely most players never had the chance to even finish one, given the requirement of linking multiple Game Boy Advances together.
Yeah, it's an even bigger problem with Four Swords Adventure specifically.
Yeah, because I have that game, Link to the Past, and 4 Swords.
Yeah.
I never played 4 Swords because I needed a link cable in order to actually be able to
Yeah.
play it.
They had a special edition for 3DS early.
For a while, but they delisted that after a while.
It was basically an ambassador thing.
Yeah.
I got it, and I was an ambassador. It was just free for a while, and then they just
Early adopter,
Jesus
basically.
Christ, the screen is starting to...
It was more because I think it was for the 25th anniversary. That's what it was.
You have to crouch and stab him!
Yeah, I'm like, why are you standing and stabbing? You know he has a shield, right?
Hi!
Oh.
Oh, hi, Bubbles.
Oh, it'll be a lot faster to kill now. Your sword's a lot stronger than the last time you had to kill these things.
Yeah, you just need to make sure you actually get it in the proper position.
Oh, what the?
Shit, that was my bad.
I was like, be careful about doing that. Fuck you. Come back. Oh, fuck, throw me off, you asshole.
Number 16 is Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks.
Come on, there's some redeeming qualities to that one. It's better than Phantom Hourglass.
Spirit Tracks tend to get a bad rap because of its method of overworld exploration, which literally puts Link on rails. Beyond that, it feels like an unnecessary follow to the already disappointing Phantom Hourglass, which we'll get to in a minute. It's burdened by the same awful stealth missions as Phantom Hourglass, and its use of the DS microphone is still more aggravating than novel.
Yeah.
Still has its strong points, including some pretty strong dungeon design. Alas, it will never be a favorite, even if Tunic is a stunning, adorable, and a train conductor outfit.
really like Spirit Tracks, but I will admit, the microphone stuff can get really old.
Yeah, some mechanics that they added for their systems definitely age, especially when it's one of those things that are first introduced.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, number 15, Phantom Hourglass.
Spirit Tracks should be higher.
Phantom
It's
Hourglass
definitely better than this garbage.
Phantom Hourglass has a lot going for it. It's regularly track in 3D. In addition to the DS library, its touchscreen controls are novel too and interesting, and it's tunneling. Unfortunately, it never lives up to its promise, burdened as it is by its stealth missions, a series of troublesome puzzles in which you have to work your way past Phantom Guards under a strict time limit. Worse, you have to return to it repeatedly throughout the game, fostering a heavy sense of repetition. Added in its middling dungeons and lack of excitement and pace, and Phantom Hourglass feels surprisingly lackluster despite its impressive technical achievements. It's a shame that Phantom Hourglass design doesn't live up to the fantastic visuals.
How could they put that below? How could they put that above Spirit Tracks? It's not like they have more bad things to say about that one.
Most people usually have a lot more bad things to say about Spirit Tracks.
That main dungeon is god awful. Help the Ocean King. Yeah, I love a dungeon where I have to go through 5 times.
I understand why they did it that way, but that's still very...
Spirit Tracks did have, at least you didn't have to go through basically the whole dungeon every time.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is something that...
After the second trip in Phantom Hourglass, they give you a little midway point, but you still have to go through more than one segment at a time, which is awful. Oh.
Alright.
Phantom Hourglass, you suck.
I haven't played that game in a very long time. Maybe it's for the best, though.
Spirit Tracks, you're definitely better off. People hate the train travel, but honestly, there's
magic.
There's worse things to say about it.
Yeah.
It has mostly having to do with the microphone gimmick.
Figures as much.
Yeah, I have my own experience with that shit.
Yeah, the DS microphones were never really
Reliable,
great.
to say the least.
Yeah. Let me just put it this way. The first time I played Phantom Hourglass...
I want to put jump on, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah. First time I played it, like I got to the point where they wanted me to test the microphone.
Oh, wait, my bad.
I did it too soon, didn't
Yep.
I? God damn. Okay. Well, hang on.
I suck.
Hang on, I can fix this.
Yeah, the dungeon doesn't technically reset its keys.
Yeah, it doesn't. I guess it'll just respawn enemies. You can keep getting potions, so
There you
Get
go.
your pot.
works out. Okay.
But anyway,
Continue.
I was at the portion they wanted me to test the microphone, and you know, like people were like, "Oh, like you can just blow into it." No, that didn't work.
It worked for me.
Well, let me put it this way. I tried that. It wouldn't register, so I had to give a very good yell to make sure it actually worked. But when I did that,
I can probably guess
I
why people...
I was on a regional rail train when I did that.
I'm surprised you didn't do a reset for that, considering, you know, you were right next to...
All right, well,
Too late now, but...
yeah, but
Right. Okay.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised you didn't do that.
Fair enough.
You know, you're right next to...
And of course, now I get it.
that's what. God damn it!
At least we know for next time. Aren't you gonna go back in now that you have everything refilled?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter
I was
now.
gonna say, what are you doing? You
I
already
was
have-
I was gonna grind iron knuckles.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I guess you could do it. Just make sure you don't get burned to death.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue on that list.
Yeah, but I played
Oh yeah.
a lot of games, so like Phantom Hourglass, I played that. The only other game I played that was like that was The World Ends With You. Although that one was a little bit more...
I hated that game.
Gameplay was difficult to adjust to, from what you've been telling me, right?
Yeah.
Control... Yeah, it's
Not
a
to
big
mention,
multitasking.
you are plot locked to certain puzzles, and that annoyed me more than anything else. Where it's like, even if you already know the solution, you feel like you can brute force it, not gonna work. You have to trigger a specific NPC that says you can do it, and then the thing will unlock.
Huh.
That is annoying.
That is a little weird.
But yeah, that was it.
It's like, honestly, that's my only beef with it. Otherwise, it's, you know,
Fine.
Otherwise, it's mostly okay.
It's a unique experiment.
Yeah.
That's putting it mildly.
I would say anything else like it, but what are you gonna do? I personally like it, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Anyways, number 14, Legend of Zelda Minish Cap.
Alright.
Wow. I mean,
Legend of Zelda Minish Cap is a Zelda game that doesn't seem to inspire strong feelings one way or the other. Oh, that was the one game with the hat, right?
yes.
That was a fun game. Yeah, that sums it up. Though a bit middle of the road as far as Zelda adventures go, Minish Cap is a thoroughly enjoyable action RPG, and I recommend it to anyone,
Better than Awakening.
Zelda fan or not. Exploring the teeny.
Oh, I'm of the
world
opposite
in
mindset, MJ.
blue of a sprawling Hyrule may not
You think
feel
Minish
like
Cap's boring?
a great trade-off, but if you love teeny tiny things like myself, you'll have a very nice time with Minish Cap. Traveling with a trash-talking bird hat holds on feel too. Hey, number 13, speaking of the devil, we're playing it right now. Zelda 2, Adventure of Link.
Gee, I
Oh,
wonder-
come on, that should be number 1.
Sometimes when you push the limits of game design, the limits of game design also push back. I think
There they are.
Nightshit said that or something like that. I don't know how to say his name. There it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this. There we go.
Oh, niche.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know. Yep.
Yeah. Zelda 2 has never been the most beloved entry in the series. Back at the time, most kids were confused by the RPG elements. And once the Zelda concept codified itself as a more top-down and more over-the-shoulder approach with Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time, Zelda 2's multi-format side-scrolling platform action became the weirdo exception to the franchise's rule. But this was an early attempt to combine several different genres into a single game. What happened? Did you break through the door?
The bubble got stuck on the floor.
You'll see it in playback.
Okay.
It was like, what the fuck happened?
While it sometimes ran afoul of its own ambitions and design practices of the time, it succeeded in expanding the scope of the Zelda universe beyond that. While the original game introduced a number of concepts and mechanics that would go on to the core elements of the series. Number 12, Skyward Sword. Poor Skyward Sword. I adored my time with it, but at the same time, I can't say that the people who hate it are dumb and wrong. The game's motion controls were an admirable experiment, but they just turned out to be a poor fit for the series.
Yeah.
That's putting it a little mildly, at least. I need to go back and check again, but I had a rough time with it when I was playing through.
Yeah.
It was mostly when I was doing the side quest, though, that really annoyed me. The main game wasn't terrible. But that's just me, though.
You're on your last life.
I was almost dead and I didn't have much magic, so I don't give a fuck.
There was one particular side quest that made me fucking hate the motion controls altogether. It was a long ranch one. Fucking playing that part with synchronization was a pain in my ass.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. I never
Well-
controlled it, but okay.
Honestly, my gripe with it, the game entirely, was not so much a side quest, but a mandatory quest that you had to do in order to progress with the game, and involved that little robot shit.
Playing the harp
Wait,
for
wait,
No.
just dealing with her.
No.
Okay.
You know that little robot thing from like the third
Oh,
dungeon that?
Scrapper.
Yeah, that
I
little
don't remember.
shit.
Going back up the fucking mountain.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about.
That section can be a pain in the dick.
yeah. Especially since
I can't beat these guys up to carry this thing. Hey, let's play Protect the Robot. You stop these guys from hurting me. Why are there a lot more around here?
honestly, out of the entirety of Skyward Sword, he's the one character I hated more than Fee.
I do hate him too. He is kind of an asshole for like no reason.
And at one point, he doesn't want to do shit because I think he's like has a crush on Fee or some shit.
Yep. That's the only reason he was willing to help you. Like, well, Mr. Fee said so, so I'll help you, Master Short Pants.
The Senpai Fee wants me to do it, so of course I'll do it.
He is an annoying character.
Unfortunately, Skyward Sword's controls and box-in exploration are what come up when it's time to pen retrospectives on the game. To be fair, it's the same you could say about any Zelda game, because all Zelda games are kind of fixed in terms of how this exploration plays out.
Yeah.
When you really think about it. So I won't fault Skyward Sword for too much.
Twilight
besides,
Princess has the same exact fucking fault. The
Yeah.
same exact fault. don't!
I know that.
It just got a massive field hub, but other than that, you have your towns that lead to freaking other areas that are
when you really sit down and
shit.
think about it, every other Zelda game is kind of like that. With the exception of Majora's Mask, from what you've been telling me, I haven't played that game, so I can't really.
That one does split off into 4 different paths. That is like the most open before Breath of the Wild any 3D Zelda was.
In terms of the 3D Zeldas, prior to Breath of the Wild, it's definitely the most open-ended.
It's open. Too bad. It's fucking boring as fuck.
But
Repetitive.
Yeah, so is like.
It's one of those games where, regardless of which version you get, honestly, I feel there really is no definitive version of that game, because there are some things that are worse in the 3DS version than I find in the original version.
Which game are we talking about?
Majora's Mask.
Or one of the things that would be worse.
The swimming for Zoros.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Did you see what gyroscope I'm afraid to ask?
And
No.
they slowed it down severely. Or to be fast with it, you have to use magic.
actually go fast, you need to use magic.
That's dumb. That's really fucking dumb.
Because before, you could do it naturally as a separate thing.
They wanted to nerf it.
They nerfed the Zora.
As a result, the water dungeon became intolerable.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention the boss fight for that, they changed that for the worst.
They made an underwater segment for it.
They made the second half specifically underwater.
I was actually watching the video.
And essentially, you're required to use the Zora for that section, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I like the idea that they're making the mask a little more useful than it was in the original game. But
some of the changes were definitely questionable, to say the least.
yeah. Let me just put it this way also, is that for each of the boss fights themselves, it's not enough of just, stabbing them till they're dead at this point. Now, all bosses have a giant weak point that you have to hit.
You can say that about...
Well, look at it this way in the original Majora's Mask. Every single boss in that game you just shot with arrows repeatedly.
Well,
that's kind of that's also my problem with Breath of the Wild when we get to that game.
You shoot them with arrows repeatedly.
I'll get to that when I had to see Breath of the Wild, because I have my gripes with that game as well. I'll hold out.
And apparently everybody says one of the hardest boss fights in all the Nintendo games is Breath of the Wild.
Kidding me?
Thunder Blight Ganon. Because that second phase people didn't know how to work with.
I did it on my first try.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I think I struggled a few minutes to figure out how to do that, so I figured out, I was like, okay.
Yeah, but
apparently it's one of the most unfair Nintendo bosses ever.
Come back to me when you play some NES games, boy.
I was gonna say, like, this for example.
Yeah, like, come back when you play some NES games, boy.
Well,
go play Ninja Gaiden and then we'll talk.
Apparently
about unfair.
Or Castlevania 3, North American Edition.
Yeah. Yeah. When I say modern video games, that's one of the hardest Nintendo bosses.
Still, Ninja Gaiden I think is worse. Here, let me die to the final boss just to be kicked back. Oh, it's the beginning of the fucking level?
All the beginning of the world.
You.
What about the stage? What if I die in the stage before the last one? Okay, you can start this stage again. What if I die in the last stage? Okay, you're on the beginning of the world. Why?
Inconsistency. God fucking damn.
Yeah, that's Castlevania 3 International version.
And that is Castlevania 3. Yep. It's like...
In addition, Castlevania 3, it's also bad because, here, one enemy does like 1/3 or 1/2 your HP.
That giant section of stairs.
And then all of a sudden, in later levels, they do a quarter of your fucking health in one hit.
Yeah. I remember that giant stair segment gave you a lot of shit.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah. I'm gonna continue all of Skyward Sword before we get on time.
Yeah,
unfortunately, Skyward Sword's controls are blocked in inspirations and animation effects on the game. Too few of us spare kind words for Skyward Sword-inspired dungeons, amazing character designs, those dragons, and its personality in general. Link smiles, Lass gets serious and furious in Skyward Sword. The range of emotions he displays is fantastic, and it makes a good case for sticking to the tradition and keeping it silent.
I was hoping to get there with 3 lives.
Oh, and Skyward Sword also has Bruce. Come on! Skyward Sword proved divisive among our staff, which one ended up ranking it as low as 21. Ouch.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then
somebody wanted to rank it as 21 amongst all those?
It might be because of Fiend.
If you could think that game's worse than Phantom Hourglass, I'm sorry. You're nuts.
I can see some arguments for it.
I mean... Phantom Hourglass is more traditional, but again, the dungeons in Phantom Hourglass are mainline Zeldas, which I guess technically it is. I think it has the worst overall dungeon design of the main Zelda series.
I personally believe that Breath of the Wild has the worst dungeon design.
Oh well, yeah. I don't consider that fully traditional, but Yeah, I can agree with that too.
But then again, that's just because overall that's
They're
what I'm
bland
basically-
as fuck. Yeah.
That's overall though.
But other than that, though, yes. Other than Breath of the Wild's bland dungeons, Phantom Hourglasses are pretty abysmal.
Well, I mean, I can give Breath of the Wild a little bit of slack because...
I mean, they're being
I
experimental.
know they're going to
exactly.
be different for an open world game. And
Well,
then
that, and also, in the dungeons themselves, there are some areas where you could... do it a completely unintentional way and still technically be right in how to go about it.
I don't really see that, to be
it-
perfectly honest.
The fact,
It's
all
pretty
the dungeons
fixed in
relied
my
on
mind.
one
That's why I
gimmick,
see it.
too. Like, all of them...
They
All
all
the dungeons
share
felt
one.
the same.
Yeah, all dungeons
Like-
share one particular style and how you're supposed to beat it.
The only dungeon I liked was fucking Zelda's castle.
Yeah,
Because fucking it was big, epic, going through enemies, like, that's what those dungeons should have been!
yeah.
But
Because
no,
the thing was,
they decided, oh, we're gonna make it a tilt puzzle.
yeah,
Fucking...
and it was
Oh.
fun the first time, and then you realize you do it for all four of them, and it eventually gets really
Yeah.
old really quick. And you can't help but think that they're all feeling lazy. You did save right before coming in here.
Might as well do that now.
Yeah. Try to
But
save
I'm only on 2 lives, though, so...
Let's try to save this life if we can help it. There we go.
Yeah, that's... What's it? I'm like, why are you still at the pot for? Grab it!
I didn't know if I wanted it. Fuck you.
But yeah, I'll get to Breath of the Wild when I get there. Cause
But yeah, I just... In regards to freaking just the dungeon designs, Phantom Hourglass are terrible. The fact that people could put... Yup. That goes to dick.
Piece of shit.
Ugh. I get... And also, if I remember the opening to the fucking Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks are both pretty slow, too.
Yeah.
They both took a while to start up.
Yeah, that's
Spirit
the thing.
Tracks, I got why. Phantom Hourglass just felt like it dragged.
Yeah.
Just
I
going
guess
around...
it's also because the first time you played Phantom Hourglass first and then the Spirit Tracks,
Well,
it
yeah.
can get even more grating. I think that might have been what it is for a lot of people. Because Phantom Hourglass came first, so it doesn't get as hard of a hit. But for Spirit Tracks, it might get worse
Yeah.
because it's the same thing.
I can just put it this way.
Just
I was willing to replay Spirit Tracks once. I quit replaying Phantom Hourglass halfway through. Because fucking Temple of the Ocean King. Go suck a dick. That dungeon is... That is the worst dungeon in Zelda history. I'll just say that right there. Only because of how much you have to go through that piece of shit. And how long and annoying it gets. I get why it's like that from a story perspective. But that does not stop it from being the most annoying Zelda dungeon in
It
existence.
doesn't help that every single enemy in there is basically just one long stealth mission that you can't
Restore!
Hang on.
which is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
That's my problem with it.
Now put on jump and try to get across.
And even when you get the damn sword, the only way you can actually kill him is through the back.
Yeah.
Which I find really fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So do remember that and not liking that.
At least Spirit Tracks, with the exception of the musical instrument, try to cut back on some of those gimmicks. A little bit.
Yeah, but I like. Well, I mean, technically it's Zelda, so it is related.
Yeah.
but This is just. I guess I could theoretically go back and play those games at least once.
At least I
since
think Skyward Sword's better than this game.
I mean, it's not really that hard to do, but
Yeah.
I mean, I personally think that Breath of the Wild is the worst Zelda, but that's... I'll get to that when we get to that. Come at me, everyone.
The most boring there is.
I mean, I can definitely understand
That's
why,
a good
so I'm
way
not
to
gonna
sum
fault
it
you.
up.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
fault you for it.
Yeah, but I'll get
Come
to
with
that when we
me!
get to that.
Fuck! I got the key though, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't care.